This trial has taken on a life of its own. It's hard to really tell what it's about anymore. Is it about justice, or is it about taking down the image of the thug? Let's get into it. A month after Young Thug found himself embroiled in a sprawling RICO case, he made a plea from jail saying, and I quote, "You know, this isn't about me or YSL. I always use my music as a form of artistic expression, and I see now that black artists and rappers don't have that freedom. Everybody please sign to protect black art petition and keep praying for us. I love you all," he concluded. The 88-page grand jury indictment characterizes YSL, Young Slime Life, as a criminal street gang and alleges 182 instances of the collectives participating in gang activity and criminal conspiracies, citing lyrics, social media posts, and clothing or accessories with slime emblazoned on them as evidence. Atlanta's Fulton County grand jury charged some individuals with violent crimes that include attempted armed robbery and murder. Not only has the case arrived under the specter of a 60% rise in violent crime in Atlanta, which Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis has promised to fight, but it has reverberated throughout the hip-hop community, where many have argued that this trial is but the latest instance of the criminal justice system unfairly tying rappers to violent crime through their arts. A little over 7 months after his arrest in May, Gunna walked free on December 14, 2022, after both he and Young Thug were denied bond multiple times. The rapper pled guilty to a charge of racketeering conspiracy in what is known as the Alfred plea, a deal that allows him to plead guilty if it's in his best interest while maintaining his innocence. His 5-year sentence was commuted to time served and 500 hours of community service as part of the deal. Days later, 7 other defendants took the plea deals and were released from jail just ahead of the new year. As of November, many of the original defendants had their cases separated from the trial. 4 did not have legal representation, and 2 had not been arrested by early January. Right now, Young Thug is one of 6 defendants set to stand trial. Although there was a possibility Young Thug could get out on bond, Judge Glanville denied the rapper bond for the 3rd time, citing the threat of witness intimidation, the threat of fleeing, and the dangers to the community in a hearing on July 21st. The judge agreed to reconsider Yak Gotti's bond that same day. However, he was denied bond as well. And months prior, Thug may have caught another case. Fulton County prosecutors allege that co-defendant Khalif Adams attempted to hand the rapper a Percocet in open court on January 20th. But Thug's lawyer denies involvement in the alleged drug deal. And as January came to a close, YSL Mondo, a label co-founder, publicized his past relationship with the current District Attorney Willis, who served as his defense lawyer during the 2019 aggravated assault trial and helped him stay out of jail. With the trial underway and the prosecutor Adriana Love quoting the Jungle Book in opening statements, we've compiled everything you need to know about the case as it develops. Here's all the updates from the people involved, to a summary of the charges, and all the cited lyrics. The trial finally began on November 27th, with opening arguments from the prosecution after nearly 2 years of administrative delays and courtroom dramas. One such headache was jury selection. The court had largely spent this time addressing the hardship excuses of the more than 2,000 potential jurors, some of them who said they couldn't serve because of the lengthy trial, expected to dip into the next year. The court finished reviewing hardships in July, and the jury was selected by November 1st. Meanwhile, Young Thug was denied bond for a 3rd time on July 21st, likely leaving him behind bars to the end of the trial unless the judge reconsiders his decision. Now on the trial's 2nd day, we heard a rebuttal from Young Thug's attorney, Brian Steele, who argued the prosecution grossly mischaracterized his client and denied the allegations that the rapper's persona and lyrics pointed to a gang conspiracy. Instead, Steele claimed Young Thug was mobbing for God. While most people think the word thug tends to describe a person involved in violent activity, Steele said Jeffrey Williams' stage name comes from an acronym that foregrounds his religious convictions. Steele said that thug means truly humble under God, and Thug's alleged gang described by the prosecution, Young Slime Life, really stands for Yves Saint Laurent. He also said the popular Young Thug and Gunna song, Pushing P, doesn't refer to selling substances. He said it stands for pushing positivity. The grand jury indictment identifies Young Thug, Gunna, and 26 other associates as members of the criminal street gang, YSL, or Young Slime Life. Thugger, the heartbeat of Atlanta's rap scene, is allegedly the founder of this street gang, which formed in the city in 2012. The prosecution claims that YSL has affiliation with the National Bloods gang, and some associates claim the Blood subset gang Sex Money Murder, or 30 Deep. The rapper founded record label Young Stoner Life in 2016 as an imprint of 300 Entertainment, YSL Records calls its roster of artists the Slime Family, and Gunna was named in the indictment along with the rappers Lil Duke, Yacht Gotti, and Young Thug's brother, Funk. Fannie Willis is a district attorney overseeing the case and a Democrat known for investigating whether former President Donald Trump and his team engaged in election fraud in Georgia, and she had this to say about Young Thug and his crew.
As the district attorney of Fulton County, my number one focus is targeting gangs, and there's a reason for that. They are committing conservatively 75 to 80% of all of the violent crime that we are seeing within our community. And so they have to be rooted out of our community. I said just a week or two ago, it does not matter what your notoriety is, what your fame is. If you come to Fulton County, Georgia, and you commit crimes, and certainly if those crimes are in furtherance of a street gang, that you are going to become a target and a focus of this district attorney's office, and we are going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
Gunna's guilty plea, for his part, serves as public acknowledgement of his association with YSL, the rapper said in a statement, though he emphasized that his association is purely musical. He staunchly maintains his innocence despite entering a plea deal, saying, and I quote, "While I have agreed to always be truthful, I want to make it perfectly clear that I have not made any statements, I have not been interviewed, have not cooperated, have not agreed to testify or be a witness for or against any party in the case, and have absolutely no intention of being involved in the trial process in any way," end quote. But we all know what happened when he got in front of that judge.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped the vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
7 other defendants walked free in last December. Each pled guilty to a racketeering charge and said YSL was both a music collective and a criminal street gang per the conditions of their plea deals. YSL co-founder Walter Murphy entered a guilty plea on a single count of conspiracy to violate the state's RICO Act and was sentenced to 10 years in prison.
He's changed, Such. He's crying.
He negotiated 1 year of his sentence commuted to time served and 9 years of probation per the deal. Funk, Lil Duke, Slime Life Shawty, Antonio Sledge, Trontavious Tick Stevens, and Antonio Obama Sumlin took similar deals, with some pleading guilty to additional charges. Sledge and Stevens, for their part, must testify truthfully if called to trial. Durante Bebe and Tinquarius Mender were originally offered plea deals but rejected them. However, Bebe accepted a plea deal in November 2023 and was sentenced to 15 years, 5 in prison and 10 on probation.
5 versus the opportunity to serve life plus in prison, we moved definitely in the right direction.
Funk, despite originally taking the plea deal in December, was arrested again in May 2023 when police found a gun in his car and was sentenced to more than 9 years in prison for violating his probation. A prosecutor asked Slime Life Shawty, whose government name is Wooney Lee, if YSL members have committed at least one of the following acts in the name of YSL, whether it was murder, aggravated assault, robbery, theft, and or illegal firearms possession, to which he replied, yes ma'am. Other serious allegations include that Thug rented a car that was used in a commission to take the life of Donovan Thomas Jr., a rival gang leader, in January 2015. In addition, 3 YSL members were charged with attempted murder in connection with an attack on the rapper YFN Lucci, who was stabbed in jail in February of 2022. Thug was later charged with 7 additional felonies after a reported police raid of his Buckhead home following his May 9, 2022 arrest. The new charges include possession of drugs with intent to distribute, possession of firearms, 3 counts to being a person employed or associated with a criminal street gang, to conduct or participate in criminal gang activity in the commission of a crime. District Attorney Willis filed a motion on August 15th asking the judge to order defense attorneys to avoid sharing discovery materials, including the names of all lay witnesses, cooperating with YSL associates that will be called to testify in this case. One associate planning to testify against a rapper in a protective custody after documents leaked on blogs identified him as a witness. Rap lyrics are also being used as evidence against those charged in the YSL case. Though experts have argued that it can be a violation of free speech, the use of rap lyrics to incriminate hip-hop artists isn't new. When asked about the proposed Georgia state bill to limit the use of rap lyrics as evidence in criminal proceedings, Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis said that she doesn't think the legislation will be successful. She says, and I quote, "I think if you decide to admit your crimes over a beat, I'm going to use it," end quote. While Willis has vowed to continue to use lyrics as evidence, legislators on both the state and federal levels have introduced bills to limit their use.